Hey everyone, hope you're doing well out there. I'm talking quietly because I'm hidden away in our guest bedroom where I have taken one of my more recent purchases and have temporarily stored it in here. Um, my wife doesn't know about it, although she will probably eventually find out. Although I don't plan to keep it in here for the long term. I do plan to find a place for it in the garage soon. But one of the things that I was really excited to do once I got my Porsche 911 is I really want to take it on some road trips with the family. Not typically the vehicle that you would expect to take on a road trip, but I think my family would have a lot of fun in it. The only problem with a vehicle like that is storage, and we don't typically pack too light, but I'm sure we can make our best effort to try to get as much stuff into as little space as possible. But on our other vehicles, we've always had roof racks, and on my wife's SUV, we have the roof rails, and we have one of those big Thule cargo boxes. It's 16 or 18 cubic feet. We kind of look like the Griswolds going on vacation with that thing. And we can get a lot of stuff in there. But I wanted to get something more specific for my vehicle, and something that would suit the vehicle well, but it would be a little bit more aerodynamic, it's lower profile, and something that's just a little bit easier to work with. And I had taken a look at what was offered by Porsche in their tech equipment line, and they do have a couple of different cargo boxes available, but really I wasn't incredibly impressed with the size. I thought that even their smallest one, which they have pictured on their website, installed on top of a 911, looked a little big to me. So I really went on an exhaustive search trying to find the perfect box. And here's what I came up with. And I'm going to show a little bit more detail once I have it mounted to the vehicle. But this is an Inno 660, and it's a really great quality box. I'm going to give more details about it once it's mounted to the car, but I wanted to show you a quick preview of it off the vehicle, to give you an idea of what it is I'm going to be mounting. And as you can see, it's got like this very sleek aerodynamic look to it. It's 11 cubic feet, which I believe is a little bit less than the smallest of the ones offered by Porsche, but it is more aerodynamic. It's got a nice glossy finish to it, and I did in fact put my own little personal touch on it, as you'll see right there. So really looking forward to getting this thing mounted to the car, and as part of this next video I'm going to actually show the installation of the roof rack, which has not been installed on my vehicle, and it's actually a great roof transport system, and it's super easy to install. So I'm going to go over that in just a little bit, but in the meantime, just wanted to give you guys a look at what this box looks like, and we're going to see it a little bit better inside and out once it's mounted to the vehicle. Alrighty, well that's all for now, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Hey guys, so before we get started putting the roof racks on my vehicle, I want to show you what I actually purchased from Suncoast Parts. And you can probably purchase this elsewhere from other Porsche parts dealers, but essentially here are the roof rails, and they came shipped in this box from Suncoast. And just want to show you a few little details about these rails that go on the car. So first of all, you can see the 991 part number right there, and that these are indeed made in Germany. And as the ShamWow guy says, if it's made in Germany, it must be good. So there's that. And also indicated here, there's a little label on the bottom of each one that tells you which position this rail goes in. So you can see here the rail shows it in the rear position of the vehicle, because you can tell it's the rear because you have the headlights up here. And then this one goes in the front position. Underneath, this is the bottom side of the rail now. Underneath, you'll see there's a couple of Allen screws. Those can be loosened to allow for a little bit of micro adjusting of the width when you're putting it up on the posts, and it's on both of the rails. And the other thing I want to point out is that these ends here, which are the part that make contact with the vehicle, they are coated in some sort of like a rubber or plastic coating to help protect the vehicle. Now, it also came with this nifty little tool here. This tool is a couple of things. Number one, it's an Allen wrench, which you use to tighten these parts right here. And also you'll be using this to attach it to the mounting posts on the vehicle. This little hook part here, that is what we're going to use to lift up the little trim pieces that are on the 991 vehicles to install these roof rails. I have a little bit of this Worth Rubber Care silicone-free spray. This is something that I use on a lot of like the weather stripping door trim pieces, but you can actually use it on really anything that's plastic or rubber. So this is another German product, so I feel comfortable using it in my vehicle, and I've also seen it recommended by some of the more experienced Porsche do-it-yourselfers. And I have the tape measure here because I'm just going to be providing some measurements in a little bit as well. So let's see if we can just kind of go over to the vehicle and show what exactly needs to be done here. So I'm going to start, let me start with this one here. I'm going to start by taking this piece and lifting it. You can see inside there's these two little metal things, and then you use this hook. It's not easy for me to do this with, there we go, maybe this will work. No, let's see, I'm gonna set up the camera. Oh, the car is detecting me. Let's see. So I use the hook and these things pop up. There's two of them. Just like that. And so you see, this is what connects to the bottom of the sunroof. I mean, of the roof rail. And so if you notice this weather stripping, it just comes right out. But it also clicks back into these little clip areas here when you're not using them to keep these things from flying around. And so you have the exact same thing over here. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull these things up. And there you go. I'm going to go around and do the same thing on the other side of the vehicle. I have the towel there in case I need to lay it down to provide a little bit of a protection for the top of the car, but I have a feeling this is going to come together nice and easy. Oh, one other thing I want to point out. These excess pieces of trim, you end up folding them into the sides of these roof rail systems. So they do in fact go into there to keep those things from flopping around in the wind. So I'm going to go around and loosen those other two sides, pull up the mounting posts, and we'll be back. All right, so I've got the towel laid out with one of the rails up here on the roof, and as you can see, I've gone around and opened up all of those posts that the rack is going to go on. And I just want to show you real quick, each of those posts is going to go right in this hole right here. One goes in here, and the other one goes in there. And you can see these screws here. Those are the screws that once you tighten them down, you tighten that down and you tighten that one down, those are gonna go into the holes right there on the bracket. So let's see if I can get this camera set up so that I can try and capture this whole thing as I do it. Let's see. I think we can do that right there. So, as I said, I'm going to start with this one here and just kind of gently put that there. I already know that it's a plastic there touching the car. And remember, this weather stripping here goes inside here, And then this goes in there like so. So let's see if this is working here, how easy this is. Just also trying to be a little extra careful not to scratch the vehicle. It would definitely be easier with another set of hands, that is for sure. So if you've got another set of hands handy, be sure to take advantage of that. Let's see here. All right. They keep getting one in and pushing the other one down, but I know I'm going to get this. There we go. Got this side down. Just going to leave it there gently so I can get this other side. Once again, oh, I need the tool. I accidentally pushed down the little mounting post here. There we go. All right. Again, doing this one hand or one person job is not as easy as it would be if it were another set of hands. Okay, right about here is where I'm starting to realize that it would have been helpful to loosen these screws on the bottom. And go ahead and do that now. There we go. And I'm just tucking the little rubber piece away where I think it would go best. It seems to be quite long actually, but that's okay. It's better to have extra length than not enough. So let's, that's what she said. All right, boom. Let's see. Let's go ahead and tuck that away in there. There we go. That's gonna go down. And I'm gonna go around to the other side. Make sure that this one's properly tucked in. And that is. All right, the next step, coming right back. Well, before you lock it, is you tighten this down. You tighten these screws down. And then you use the key here. Let's see. You use the key here to lock these in place. But I'm not gonna do that yet until I have this tightened down. So stay tuned for just a little bit and we'll be right back. Just want to show that these screws here, they do go all the way in. So just be prepared for that. Nothing to worry about. Just so you know, they do go all the way in, which makes you sure that they're going all the way through those little holes in the post. In fact, I'll just go ahead and do this one while I'm here. And you can see, by the way, where I've tucked the weather stripping. It just goes all the way up here and into that into that hole right there. But again, in case you're interested to see, these screws will get tightened down all the way. And they don't even really, doesn't even feel like they need to be tight. Just a good snug hand tightening and you're good to go. I'm just going to finish this one up. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing for the rear one. I'm not going to show you the whole video for that because you've already seen it. But this is essentially what we're doing. Nice and tight. All right. See you shortly. Well, there you have it, folks. This is the Porsche Tech Equipment Roof Transport System, roof rack rails, whatever you want to call it, mounted to the top of the 991. Went on fairly easy. I would say the most challenging part was doing it as an individual. It would have been a little more helpful to have a second person on the other side kind of helping to guide it down a little bit. I had to loosen the two little screws underneath here in order to just kind of give it a little bit of wiggle so that I could slide the posts, or the supports down onto the posts. But really it was very simple and straightforward. I took this tape measure here, and in case anybody is curious, the distance between the top of the rail and the ground is about 53 inches, and the distance between the center of the two rails is about 35 inches from center to center. From the front of the rail to the back of the rear rail, it's about 38 inches. So I don't know if those measurements will come in handy for anyone, but if they do, great. And I'm going to follow up this video with the installation of my new Inno cargo box. It's the Inno 660, and I'll be sure to provide some details on that once I have it up on the roof rack. Anyways, take care everyone, and we'll see you shortly. Well, there she is. So here you have it, folks. This is the Inno 660. Now, I have not yet attached it to the vehicle, but I just brought it down, and I wanted to just show you. First of all, this is a very lightweight box. You can very easily, store this box overhead or wherever it is that you like. It only weighs about 40 pounds, actually 42 pounds to be exact. But anyways, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Inno boxes, and I made a little cheat sheet here. They are actually, Inno is a company that's based out of Japan, and they've been around for about 30 years. They've been in the US for 20 years, and they actually have the largest share of roof racks in the country of Japan. So they are quite experienced in the roof rack and cargo box industry, and they make a really high quality product. This product, by comparison, is very close in size to the one offered by Porsche, the 320 liter model. This is a little smaller, a very tiny bit smaller, but it is slimmer in terms of height and more aerodynamic. And I'm going to post the dimensions up with the video, but just to give you an idea, the Porsche one is about another 2.5 inches taller than the Inno one. And it's also about an inch longer, and it's about the same width. I presume it's about the same weight, but overall very close in size. The Porsche one is about 10 liters or 3 gallons in terms of volume more than this. But to me, I was willing to sacrifice those extra, a couple of cubic feet. If even that, it's not even a couple of cubic feet, about a half a cubic foot, just so that I can have something a little bit more aerodynamic, low profile. And also, it's worth mentioning that the Porsche brand, as always, comes with the Porsche tax, and the MSRP on that is about $1,170, whereas this one is $650. And I'm quite certain that there's very little, if any, difference in quality. So let me show you first how easy this is to work with. Now, it's not attached to the car, as I mentioned, but essentially you put in a key, you push this button here, and then the top lifts up. Now you can do this same thing on both sides of the box. And here's what I love. And by the way, I come from years of experience using Thule racks, which I'm very happy with. But this is a game changer here. These are what secure the box to the racks. Now, I'm not gonna take the camera and go inside, but essentially what you have is a rubber slit going from the front of the box to the back, right about where you see my hand here. And then this goes inside. These are rubber coated metal claws. They go inside, they wrap around the, here we go. Let me do this one first, actually. They go inside and wrap around, and I don't know if you could see that now. Let me move this rack over here. They wrap around the bar, the rail, and then from inside here, you take this and you make the micro adjustments that need to be made. And obviously I do have to make some adjustments here, which I will. And then, anyways, I'm gonna play with this. See, this is what happens when you don't rehearse what you're gonna be doing. But you can see as I turn this, that little screw, this goes wider, and we're almost there. There we go. That thing, it's on solid. Now, I just need to make sure, I'm gonna have to actually slide this rack up just a tiny little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these on. See, now you can see how easy it is to come on and off. Here's the claw. Go ahead and stick it through there. You see that it hooks underneath, and then you simply clamp down, and there you go. You do that on all 4 corners, and then when that's done, you close it up, take your key out, and you're ready to go. So this is what it looks like. You can see that there's not a whole lot of space in between here. And one of the things that I promised I'd show is what happens with the sunroof. So I guess now is a great time to do that. Let's go ahead and turn the key. Well, it helped to throw my key in the car so that it thinks I'm in there. All right, we'll try that again. All right, let's see what happens here. And it actually, it stops before getting there, which is really interesting. Or did it hit it and then back up a little? Let me try that again. All right, let's see. Oh, excellent. So now we know what happens here. When that sunroof hits the rail, it senses it and it comes to a stop, but it stops it about 1/4 of an inch back, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. So now that mystery's been solved. So what you are left with is a sunroof that is about, I would say, 1/4 to 1/5 open at most. That's all you get there. And from the inside, you can see what that looks like. Anyways, that is my review for right now. I may come back to this video, but if you like this video and if you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any questions that you have. I'll be happy to post them in the comment section. For those of you who want to know, I purchased this cargo box from REI. It was very hard to find, actually. Every place I tried to find it from, and I presume this has something to do with the pandemic, but every place that I tried to find it from was sold out or told me that there was a couple of months wait. So anyways, here we have it. If I think of anything else that I need to say about this, I'll be sure to come back. But aside from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great one out there. And don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And we'll see you soon. Take care.